Who's that and what's that technique? Nadia Aguilera.
Yes, I'm turning up my volume. Hold on.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Good.
How'd you blur the background like that?
It's on the Zoom app.
Oh, it is.
I mean, on the Zoom thing, you just blur it out if you want to.
Well, that's
or
cool.
You
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, my room's clean, but still.
No. I wasn't suggesting anything negative. I just thought it was nice.
Trevor. That's one of my best friends right there.
Oh,
Trevor.
right there? Oh,
yes.
nice.
He's probably with my other best friend, Chris. Hi, guys.
Hey there.
Love
Hi, guys.
you.
Hi.
Oh, wait,
Hi.
I know both of them.
Yeah, they're going to speak for you, I
Oh,
think.
awesome.
Nice.
Hi, guys.
They both have very clean tongues.
Yeah.
They're healthy. A healthy tongue, clean tongue is a healthy person. Yeah, that's health. I used to look at my tongue and say, "Okay, I'm good."
They both go to the gym. I see them at the gym.
What, at your gym?
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Well, they were going to my gym. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't
We
seen
just left
You
it.
guys still nod your head if you're still going on a Lifetime. Yes,
Oh yeah.
they are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
Lifetime.
normally go at like 3.
Look at
in the
they're color
afternoon.
coordinated. They
I
both
know.
look great. They're all
We
buff.
haven't seen you at the gym, buddy.
Right?
Oh, he's there in the mornings now. Oh yeah, he took a little while off.
I'm
That's
there.
right.
I'm usually there at 5 a.m.
Oh,
5.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
overachieving.
The only time when I would see you guys, it was on the weekend.
Yeah.
Usually around like 10-ish, maybe
Yeah.
11, 10
Yeah.
or 11.
Because we have jobs during
Yeah.
the day.
During the week. And,
Trevor
we've been
gets up at
traveling a lot
3
on the
a.m.
weekends.
for his
That's why
work.
we're here.
Wow.
3
Oh
a.m.
wow!
every
I get
day.
up at 3 a.m. too, but not for my work. I get up
Yeah.
at 3 a.m. for my prayers and meditation, and then 5
That's good.
o'clock gym.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
know?
amazing.
Well, what,
You
Trevor,
know
what do you
that
do? What
they-
does Trevor do?
Trevor?
We do.
I
Trevor.
do construction.
Oh,
I was
nice.
gonna
Good.
take advantage of that question, Trevor.
they say millionaires wake up at 4 a.m. So if you wake up at 3 a.m.,
You're retired.
You're
You're a
a
retired millionaire.
you're beating the millionaires.
Who else we got on here?
Alicia
Alicia.
is on. Robin's on.
Yeah. TaylorMade 1317. Jordan.
Which Jordan?
We're not sure yet.
Is that the Jordan that I know or a
Amy
different
S.
Jordan?
Alicia Ortiz.
Oh, that's the
Robin
Jordan that I know.
Richardson.
Little kitty cat.
Hello, Jordan.
Yeah, there's Jordan. There's Alicia Ortiz. Well, just her name. We don't see her yet. Mike, California. Jennifer. Amy S. 816-872 dash.
8675309. Okay, I know.
All right.
I'm a nerd.
And who's driving up there? Is that Alicia driving? Oh, yeah. Yeah. There we go.
All right, Shane.
Nice. There's someone in the dark.
Yep.
3 lights. Looks like, oh, there we go. Yeah, it's nice. I like that. Oh, hey. There's
What are you doing?
freak. UFO. Yeah, that's what we figured.
Signals, signs, and
Yeah,
signals.
signs and signals.
It's 6:03, guys.
Yeah, let's start.
Well, welcome to the
60 days clean and sober right here. 100%.
All right.
Hell
Nice.
yeah!
Connecting to Carla. Samsung SM.
Oh,
Carly
Carly's
is in the
the
house.
house.
Nice. That's beautiful. Wow, some new people tonight.
So look at what is
Oh,
it? What does
wait.
the sign say?
Welcome, KCC is the Father's heaven. Is the Father's... Oh, she's reading something. We're seeing through the page. We
you
can't
can
really...
just unmute her for a second.
Oh, yeah, unmute her.
We can.
Instead of
We
struggling.
can do things different, you know.
Hi.
Nope.
No,
Oh,
Not
hang on.
unmuted.
You gotta...
Hold
You
on one
gotta
second.
you're
you're muted. Unmute yourself.
I don't like that view. I like the gallery view.
Yeah. Unmute yourself.
She's like, I can't. I don't know how.
There we go.
There you go.
All
Can
right.
you hear me now?
Yes, we
we can
can,
hear you.
Vaughn.
I'm leaving a mission meeting at church.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
awesome. That's
Yes, I'm pulling out.
We would have never guessed that
But
if we were playing
here,
trivia.
I told him I gotta go. My meeting's starting. So
Wow.
yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm
Well-
back in the dark.
Back in
I'm
the
here
dark.
Every week, guys.
Back in the
This is
dark, like
Rachel.
that's the
Yeah,
safe
we
place.
see you, Rachel.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay,
recognize
okay.
you.
Now I'm gonna drive and listen.
Okay, nice.
All right. Drive safe.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, welcome to the Tuesday night.
Yeah,
every
still,
Tuesday
every
night.
Tuesday, bro. That
right?
doesn't change.
Nope.
Little confusion.
Yeah, Recover
Yeah.
Out Loud meeting,
Yeah.
6 p.m. Pacific
That
Standard
is
Time.
correct. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
We do this meeting every
I
week.
forgot we had a guest. I was looking this way the whole time
Okay.
for the last 10
It's all
minutes,
right.
and all of a
You
sudden,
guys have forgotten about me.
oh my goodness. No. That's an inside joke. Did we?
No,
No.
no, she's saying we did, but I'm gonna have to go back and really
Prove her
look.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You know, it was a while ago. You were
Yeah.
a guest on the
It
Hopeaholics
was.
podcast,
Yeah.
and you were one of our fun guests.
Yeah.
yeah, fun
Yeah.
guests.
Yeah.
So fun they didn't post me, guys.
Yeah.
So.
There was a lot of humor in that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
If we didn't post her, we're gonna have to post the crap out of her.
We have no choice.
after tonight.
Have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's doing us another favor.
Michelangelo, can you confirm? Did we post her or no?
He can't confirm or
Oh, he
deny.
Or
can't.
deny.
Yeah.
I didn't sign a consent.
So
Yeah.
every Tuesday night we do this meeting. It's a Recover Out Loud meeting. This is
Yeah.
not an anonymous meeting.
Super loud.
Why do we recover out loud?
Just because we want people to be aware.
That recovery exists.
Yeah, as possible.
Yeah.
For the
So if you're on
normal.
the Zoom, just so you guys know, and your face is on the Zoom, and you don't want to be seen
Just
on
everybody.
YouTube Live, because there's also people watching on YouTube Live. We
Live, yeah.
Usually have about 40 people
40,
watching.
50 people on YouTube Live. I like to think 60.
One of them's whatever Shane says, you guys. If
Minus
Shane's like, oh,
20%.
there's 80 people on the Zoom, there was 40. If he says there was 160 people all together, it was 80.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
divide by
He-
2.
yes.
Just
Shane
divide by
math.
2. Yeah.
He-
Yes.
over-
Shane math.
exaggerates.
That's for the next time. I'm
Everything.
forecasting.
Yeah.
I like to foreshadow.
He says we have 100,000 followers on the Hopeaholics.
Fucking A, we do. What? What?
Love it. I mean, you can actually see that.
Yes.
Like how many
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, we got 58,000 followers.
Yeah. We're at like 55 now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That is
55,000.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Anyways, I appreciate
Yeah.
everybody coming. We have a very, very special guest tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call her Kat because
Kat.
that's what she goes by.
Yeah. Catherine is her full name.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you know her Instagram handle?
I don't.
You don't. All right.
Sorry.
It's okay.
What is it?
Not important.
gosh.
Not important.
Gosh.
It is Kat something though with a K.
SoCal.
SoCal Cat.
SoCal Cat.
Yep.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
SoCal
That's right.
Cat's in the house. Well,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself, your story. You have a really good story, and the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Thanks. And talk here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right over
Okay.
there. And just pull it a little bit
A
closer.
little bit closer. All
Yeah.
right.
Just grab the whole. Yep.
Wheel.
There you go.
All right. So awesome to be here again. My name is Kat, but I was born Catherine, I guess, in Denver, Colorado. And I have a sobriety date of November 1st, 2015. And that is not a date that I chose. I tried to choose my sobriety date lots of times, and it never worked out for me. So by the grace of God, I have almost 8 years clean and sober. And yeah, I am kind of a just general alcoholic. What do you got? Doesn't really matter. You know, it started with alcohol when I was very young. I just remember always feeling like some of my fondest memories as a little girl was feeling just out of place. Not really like I belonged in my own skin. Thinking that my parents like made some kind of mistake at the hospital because I just didn't feel like I belonged in my own family. Irritable, restless, and discontent I related to so much. And when I was 13, I was given the opportunity to really take advantage of alcohol. My friend's brother had a frat party, or a high school like keg party, not a frat party. And it said, you guys can come. It's totally fine. Just have to stay in her bedroom. I will bring you up beer, but you cannot come downstairs. And I was all about that. We had planned all week how we were going to, get through lying to our parents and doing all of the things. And then there was like 4 or 5 of us. I think I was in 8th grade at the time. And we, as he started to bring up that beer, he gave me mine and everyone else theirs. And I just knew immediately, like, I didn't drink like my fellows. Like, I chugged it. I didn't taste it. Then I asked for another and another and another, and I was stealing the other girls. And, before we knew it, we were downstairs hanging out with the upperclassmen. And it was, a pretty unforgettable night. And it was my first, time really feeling the effect of alcohol. I just remember feeling like, oh my gosh, I could have used this 10 years ago. I finally felt free, all of the anxiety, the constant talking that was going on in my head, the irritable, restless, discontent, all of these things that made me feel like I was not in the right skin. I finally was able to kind of like relax. And, the big book says that my black and white world went into color and that I finally arrived. And I just remember that night, and I chased that night for a very long time. And the next morning, everybody kind of came to, and the girls were just getting to, a lot of us were sick, and they were just like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to do that again. That was awful. And, what if people find out about what we did? I can't believe that I did those things. And I was just like, is there still alcohol in the house? Like, how do I maintain this feeling for the rest of my life? Because I never want to go back to living without this. And for a long time, I just tried to manage and maintain, I chased that feeling of, freedom and the things that we get from alcohol at first. And, it was fun. And then it was fun with problems. And then it was just problems towards the end. So do you ask me questions, or should I just do 20? Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why. So when I was in high school, I was able to manage and really kind of have the double life that the big book talks about, because I was very involved in cheerleading and gymnastics, and we were not allowed to drink. I then met a preacher's son, and we got married when I was 20. And that actually was a big step for me, because I just remember feeling like this is how I'm going to manage this, right? If I am, married to this man and we're going to church, and I have this, like, if I have the relationship that he has with God, then I should be fine. And I just kept trying and trying and trying. And not that there wasn't some type of transformation through that experience, but it just wasn't enough for me. And so what happened was we would have like his family over for like one glass of wine, and they would bring a bottle for all 4 of us. And I would just be looking around at everyone like, what is everyone else going to drink? And it got to the point where we would go out and meet people for dinner, and I would stop ordering wine, because what I didn't know at the time was my mental obsession would take over, and I would absolutely lose all track of what was going on in the evening. My, the phenomenon of craving was then switched on, and I just literally had no like recollection of what conversations were happening, because I was absolutely obsessed of getting that next drink. But because I didn't actually drink, I thought that maybe I wasn't an alcoholic, right? I fought the idea of me actually having a drinking problem and really justified it, because I could not take that second drink. I thought that alcoholics were ones that, they would take one and they were just gone forever. I didn't know that it really has more to do with the manifestation of the allergy in your mind, and that I had a mental obsession 100%. There was no denying that, so much so that I stopped drinking altogether. Unfortunately, alcoholism, which I believe I have, doesn't just go away. It has to get treated somehow. And so I'm taught that, alcoholism is a fatal progressive disease. and that if I don't treat it spiritually, I'll treat it another way. And so in high school, I stopped drinking, or I'm sorry, in college, I stopped drinking, but I started running a lot, like crazy amounts, like 6 hours at a time. And, you know, that's very common for alcoholics who are especially untreated, that we're running from or running to something. But I had this weird energy that all I can explain is untreated alcoholism. And I just put it all towards this thing. And I graduated from college actually doing very well because I didn't party. And I got a very good job that allowed me to entertain clients. And so I started to drink. And I had no idea that my disease had been waiting for me, and not only waiting for me, but was just getting stronger and stronger and stronger, because whether I'm drinking or not, my alcoholism is progressive, and it is waiting for me no matter what. And so, excuse me, I got myself in a lot of compromising situations, and I started to let my marriage fall apart. That really amazing, you know, Christian man that I thought was going to keep me sober in the church, and all of these, you know, values and morals that I had just fell by the wayside. And I convinced myself that I got married too young, and that, you know, it really was just you know, me sowing my wild oats. I had no idea at that time that I was, you know, really in the midst of full-blown alcoholism. And so I convinced my husband at that time to give me a divorce, and just went off the hinges. I had really no reason to, you know, try to manage and maintain and have this double life. And it was probably 7 years of heavy drinking, using, relationships, you know, several different careers. I mean, I was fairly functional and always did pretty well at work because I gravitated towards, you know, uppers. And so I was pretty productive. I was always very good at sales. I, you know, had a ability to manage, never went to jail, never lost my apartment, never got a DUI, but still, you know, was having all of these, waking up in the, you know, morning, regretting what I did the night before, saying today's going to be different. Today is going to be different. I could sign I could pass a lie detector test. Today is going to be different. And I could never do it. I could never stay stopped. And so it got to the point where I was 31 and I was so just hopeless and depressed and thought I was going to kill myself, but didn't really have the balls to do it, that I reached out to a friend who I knew was sober, but more than anything, she just had this beautiful light about her. She was very welcoming. Every time I saw her at the gym, she was always so happy. She had 2 kids. She was adopting 2 more of her, or she had 4 kids, and she was adopting 2 more from Africa. This beautiful soul. And I asked her if she would meet with me one day. And I was absolutely desperate. And I told her all of the things. I said, you know, I am like, cannot stop doing the same thing over and over again. Every single day I wake up and I tell myself it's going to be different, and it's not. I, you know, literally have created this life that is just full of empty relationships. I'm 31. I want a family someday. And the only thing that's really keeping me here is my dogs. And I was really honest about that, and just told her that I was desperate and I was willing to do anything. And didn't really even mention the prescription pills I was abusing or the Tito's that I was drinking from the freezer every morning. But she kind of got the gist of it. And then I finally told her that I was ready for help and I would do anything. And she said, you know, this is great. I have absolutely been where you have been, and I have a solution for you. I'm not sure if you're going to like it. And I was like, I will do anything. I promise you. I mean, my life, I'm about to drive on to oncoming traffic. And, you know, she's like, okay, you need to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. And I was like, fuck you. Like, I would rather go to an insane asylum than go to Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't belong with those people. You know, I'm sorry, you must have misunderstood me. I have a degree. I've earned 6 figures. I have never had to go to jail. And I just had this ginormous ego and huge misconception about 12-step programs and also what an alcoholic was. And, she was just very honest with me and simply said, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And so the next morning went to an AA meeting at 6:30 a.m. and I sat in the back and I was angry and I judged. But for whatever reason, I felt a little bit of relief. And I went back the next day and people remembered me and people asked me how I was doing and I was welcome there. And it was the first time that I had been welcome anywhere in a very long time. And I had really gone into the program for a fairly, I guess it was a few months. And then I decided to start working the steps. I was, extremely eager to, just do whatever my sponsor asked me. And I remember coming in and having like so many problems. Just my brother, I moved across country from Atlanta to Orange County, California to live down the street from my brother and his kids, hoping that just like by proximity, we'd be, a family. And I just wasn't emotionally available. I was still drinking. I was still abusing prescription pills and all of that. And, my family didn't really want me around that year for Thanksgiving. I had really done some pretty just unforgivable things in their eyes. And, I was at a point where I was like, man, I'm going to be spending the holidays alone. Like, this is embarrassing. I just kept going back to my sponsor, asking her, like, what should I do? How do I repair the relationship with them? And she'd be like, you know what? Don't worry about that now. Let's just get to the meeting early. And can you set up the chairs and make the coffee? I was like, okay, I don't really understand how that's going to help me with, getting my family back, but whatever. I was willing to do whatever. And, she would just use the analogy, like my house was absolutely on fire. And she's just like, just paint the fence. And for whatever reason, I would paint the fence. And sooner, it was actually 3 years it took of my sobriety and consistently showing up for me to have a good relationship with my brother and his family. But, for me to actually have, the relationship with them that I had always wanted. But it was doing these things that were seemingly unrelated. And now that I see it, it's really just taking suggestion. In a point where, I have to say to whoever it is, like, I am not in charge of my own life. When I am in charge, it is a mess. So please take over. And hopefully at the beginning of my sobriety, that's a sponsor, somebody who I trust, somebody who has what I want when it comes to sobriety, and really just doing what's asked of me. I think being of service is absolutely saved my life. At 8 years, I still work with a sponsor and I have sponsees, and I'm taught that if I have a sponsor on one side and sponsees on the other, that I'm safe with a chain link fence, that I'm in the middle. And I, am taught that no matter what, like, I wake up an alcoholic, that there is not a day where I'm just going to wake up and magically, be cured of this thing. I am recovered of a hopeless state of mind and body because I have had a spiritual experience through the 12 steps. However, I still have a daily reprieve contingent upon the maintenance of my spiritual condition. And that's 24 hours a day. I have a sponsor, my first sponsor had 36 years of sobriety, and she said, you can't stay full on yesterday's hot dog, which basically means, I got to get up every single day and I got to do this thing like I'm a newcomer. The day that I believe that I have this thing is the day that I'm in trouble. And, relapse, thankfully for me, I've not experienced relapse, but, it starts in behavior. It starts in, I'm not going to call my sponsor today, or I'm not going to give that, newcomer a ride. I'm not going to show up to, that meeting or that commitment that I have. And it's these slow snowball effects that, essentially I'll just, before I know it, be in front of a drink or a drug. It's the behavior that's really, for me, I need to look at every day. If I'm not taking a true inventory of what's going on in my head, in my heart, how I'm acting, I'm not going to be able to keep my sobriety date. And they said that if you don't change, through the 12 steps, or if you don't change, that your sobriety date will. And I take that very seriously still today. I have to remain humble. I have to remain teachable. You know, for me, it's about the giver, not the gift. And my job today is to be of maximum service to other alcoholics and really to pass this message on to people who are struggling. So that's all I got.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. You know, everything you said was right on point.
Great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
She ended it on the most important note: helping others.
helping others.
Helping others.
Yeah,
That's-
being of service.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's everyone's life should be full of that. If your life is full of that, you're gonna be end up like this.
Yeah.
Good.
You have to do the work though before you can be of maximum
Sure.
service to others.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what they actually teach you in the 12 steps. You do all 12 steps,
Yeah.
and then you become you have that spiritual awakening
Yeah.
as a result of these steps,
Yeah.
and then you carry the message,
Yeah.
right? And be of maximum service
Maximum
to
service.
Mm-hmm.
people that are hurting. And I mean, you can do that. It doesn't have to be about, you know, because the Recover Out Loud meeting is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's for family members. Like if you have a family member that's just struggling, you know, you're welcome at our meeting
Mm-hmm.
to get some hope or get some healing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Took him 3 years.
Yeah.
Her brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, to get that hope and healing back.
How about those people? There's other people too we have on the podcast where they've talked about like they have a kid
Yeah.
and it's taken, you know,
Yeah.
years or their kids still haven't come around.
God, I talked to a guy today. Kid was one 17, one 14. I said, "Do you have any children?" He said, "Yeah, one." But I have the 17 and 14-year-old that aren't talking to me. It was sad. Yeah.
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 I was going to ask you one question before we open it up for sharing on the Zoom. What is your life like today?
Sorry. I know you said touch on that. Man, my life is it's AA has done for me slowly what alcohol did for me quickly. You know, I feel a part of something. I feel connected. I had all of these dreams when I would get hammered and I worked for these, you know, big companies and would just tell myself, I'm going to, you know, climb to the top of the ladder and achieve these levels of success, very similar to what Bill talks about in Bill's story. And I was never able to achieve it. I would just constantly self-sabotage. So I never thought that I would, you know, I'm a business owner in a field that I absolutely love. Never, ever would have thought that I would be in the recovery industry. I get fulfillment. I get to meet with my team every day. They say if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. I can't say that enough. I didn't go to rehab because I had my 2 dogs that I mentioned. And so now my places of work are very dog friendly and I love that. I have been able to have a life of freedom. I've traveled all over the world. I spent a big part of last year in South America. And just quick little story. I dreamt of being in Colombia and doing Colombian cocaine. I thought that would just be the coolest thing in the world. And when I was working at one of these software companies, this guy married a Colombian and I was like scheming on how they could possibly bring me back Colombian cocaine or how I could, you know, be somehow asked or invited to their wedding. And, you know, obviously it never came to fruition. People didn't want me at their weddings. And if they made the mistake of inviting me, I wasn't invited to, you know, anymore. But I was in Colombia this past year and offered cocaine on several occasions for free, which also never happens when you're sober, right? It's like, where does all the free drugs, right? Yeah. And alcohol.
Yeah.
And, you know, it didn't even faze me because I was told that I drink and use because of the way that I feel sober. And so I have to change the way I feel sober. And I just have this life beyond, I know it's so cheesy, but beyond my wildest dreams. Like I have a relationship with a man of depth and weight. I have relationships with friends. I am connected truly. I was very much a shell of a person. I had no idea who I was. And this process of uncovering, discovering, discarding, being of service, just being vulnerable has allowed me to connect to something so much bigger. And, you know, more than anything, I now have a relationship with God, which I tried to get through church so many times. I tried to get through, you know, a preacher's son, and I've, you know, gone through yoga retreats and salt baths and equine therapy and just going to the ends of the earth. And it says that, you know, deep down inside every man, woman, and child is this, you know, understanding of God. And that I believe that God is in each and every one of us. And it's not about adding more to my life. It's about taking more out and really kind of discovering who I am. And through that process, I've now had a connection with my Creator that is like, what? I didn't even want that. And it's a bonus,
Right.
for sure.
Man, I love that. And people, it really does sound cheesy, but like, I look at my life and I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Is this for real?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's all a direct result of getting sober,
Yeah.
and being
God.
of service,
Yeah.
and God
God.
first. God is first.
God first.
You know?
Yeah, because God's all giving, and God is.
Yeah.
That's what God does. God takes everybody, helps everybody.
We say when you're in alignment to your assignment.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
love that.
the alignment to your assignment. Like when you've truly gotten in touch with yourself and with God,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're in align with your purpose in life. Like I'm just like you. Like I don't even like the weekends. Everybody, I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Right.
Like I want to get up and
Right.
be with my people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Even though my people are at home too, but
Right.
like this, I don't feel like I work.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like a job to me. And when you can find that,
Mm-hmm.
when you can truly find that, you found your purpose.
Yeah. I think so many people ask, how do you find it? You know, and I think it's a process of self-discovery.
Self-discovery.
It's not, you know, all of these external things. I had to really dive deep here, and then all of this other stuff started to align.
Yeah. Well, damn, I'm about to open it up to my favorite part of the evening. I love hearing everybody shares. What about you, Shane?
I like it all.
You like it
I'm
all?
not going to pick and choose it. No, I'm not going to. No. I'll tell you my political party though, but I'm not picking this.
Hey, all right. So the rules of
Tell us the rules and fucking regulations.
there's only one rule.
All right, that's fine.
It's 3 minutes.
That's fine.
3 minute
minutes.
share.
Don't
At
go
the 3
over.
minute mark, you're
We'll
gonna hear.
squawk you.
You're gonna hear what?
Squawk, squawk.
When you hear that, don't get offended. Just start wrapping up your share.
Yeah, wrap it up quick.
Yeah, wrap
'Cause
it
we
up.
get fucking pissed if you go over 3.5.
And then if you hear that, we just mute you.
Yeah, we just mute you then.
Yeah.
No hard
so,
feelings. We love you all.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah, we love
anyways.
you. We just want to move on.
We've had to mute a few people.
Yeah,
But it's no offense.
No.
We want everybody to get a chance to share.
100%.
All right. Raise your virtual hand. And if nobody raises their virtual hand, I'm going to pick. I'm not going to pick. Kat's going to pick on somebody.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You got.
she's not paying attention.
But Christine and Trevor are just such easy targets.
I know.
They are
of course,
targets.
yeah.
Leela's not paying attention.
Oh, she is now.
Oh, there she is. There she is. I caught Leela doing work.
Who's the cat right there?
Frankie.
Frankie Martinez. Okay. Frankie just blinked. I never know because like my wife jumps on here and she hides out as
She's
like a
rat.
cat.
As a rat?
Not a rat. Cat. All right, you want to pick somebody?
Sure.
Pick someone.
Trevor, kick us off.
Trevor.
All right. There you go. Unmute him.
Yeah, big smile.
Great smile.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Trevor. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Trev.
Hello.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, you can say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
This is a meeting,
This
right?
is a
Yeah,
duo.
yeah,
This is a duo.
Yeah, you can say it.
Okay, good. Yeah, Kat, I'm glad you're doing this because I would have never found this thing. It's cool to kind of see a meeting done in a different way, you know, and kind of trying to get the word out to more people and stuff like that. I loved what you shared. I wish you would have shared more about maybe like some impulsive decisions in early sobriety. If you had any, I don't know if maybe you did or not. Maybe you could talk after I share about it. But I liked what you said about about service work, I found that I don't know what's best for me. And I have to, the reason that I have to say yes to everything is because I don't know when God's going to show up for me.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've had two sponsees, my two most impactful sponsees in my sobriety were both guys that when they asked me to sponsor them, I was like, this is fucking stupid. This is not the guy for me. You know, my first one, I had like a year sober and I was going through a bunch of stuff, and I went to this talk show meeting. It's a meeting I hate. And but they'll pair you up with a sponsee. Like you can go there and get a sponsee. So I'm like, okay, I'm going there. I'm getting a sponsee. And I raise my hand. I get matched with this guy. Like you can't see because it's all dark. So we go and meet afterwards outside. And he's like this super gruff, huge military vet, and I'm no joy in his heart, you know. And I'm just like, God, this is not the guy. You know what I mean? Like, this is the one.
Oh, yes, it was.
You're wrong. You know. And I started sponsoring this guy, and I'll tell you what, that guy saved my life. And he died. He actually died about 6 or 8 months ago. He died sober, but he saved my life. He totally saved my life. Another guy, this old guy from North Carolina, and he asked me to sponsor him. His name was Doc, and he's like a pure alcoholic. He's like twice my age. I'm like, this isn't gonna work. He's not gonna want to listen to me, you know. And the same thing. I had a great relationship sponsoring that guy. So that's why I try and always say yes to any kind of service work, because I don't know what's best for me, and I know that God does. I know if I keep close to him and perform his work well, everything works out the way that it's supposed to. That's all I got. Thanks for letting me
Thanks,
share.
Trevor.
Great share.
Christine,
Great
do you
share.
want to share?
Oh man.
Oh,
Hi,
little
I'm
sickie.
Christine. I'm kind of sick right now, but hey, I'd love to share. Kat, oh my gosh, great lead, Kat. You're amazing. You guys, I met Kat because I worked with her, and every single morning I'd go in and have a cup of coffee. I remember the first day she walked into work, and I was like, dang, she's hot. Like, I don't even know why you work here, you know? And we built this relationship out and having a cup of coffee every single morning and talking about how the day was going to go and talking about how our lives were going to change. And then I remember watching her go from working with me to like building her own company and starting this beautiful life and just always looking out for everybody and always having everybody's back and being able to like intervene with the program at her forefront. And I think that was the most impressive thing that I ever saw out of her. That's why I love her so much. And there was a time when both of us were kind of like in the middle of sponsors, and she'd be like, hey, Christine, have you talked to your sponsor today? Who is your sponsor, by the way? And I'm like, Kat, you are. And it would kind of go back and forth, you know, and like that's kind of how this fellowship works. You know, we all keep each other accountable, and getting together and doing a podcast and coming on to this meeting and just seeing all your faces. I'm so glad I saw you all tonight, because you guys are keeping me sober one more day. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon or wonderful evening. Sorry, my voice is going.
Trevor wants me to share about this. Can I?
Yeah, go
really
ahead.
Fast?
No,
It's
of
so
course.
fast.
Did you get
So I did, yeah. When I was not working a program for roughly the first 6 months of my sobriety, and I was trying to do this thing myself. I did feel better going to meetings, and I really thought that's what the program was. I thought the meeting was not drinking, not using, and going to meetings, which is not the program, by the way. The 12 steps and doing the work at home is the program. We go to meetings to like share what we're doing. But I met a boy when I was like 90 days sober, and we went to breakfast after that morning meeting that I was going to religiously. And he just put his hand on my hand and said, "You're going to be my wife." And I was like, "I know." And so he asked me to marry him 2 weeks later. And then we got married at the courthouse 1 week after that. And I thought that was the promises coming true. I was like, this guy's amazing. He's everything I wanted. He had just gotten out of rehab. I didn't know that. I actually didn't even really know what rehab was at the moment or at the time. And really believed that God was working in my life and was in total denial, total self-will. My sponsor was not for it. And he ended up relapsing, and we had a very, casual annulment. And my family, though, was very hurt by my decision. I basically just called my parents and told them why I wouldn't be at Christmas that year, because I was going to be in Guatemala with his family, who my husband's family is what I told them. And they were like, what is going on? So, you know, there's a lot of, there's humor in it now because, you know, it was a funny thing that I did. And I looked at how crazy I was. I was the crazy party girl, but you know, a big part of, my disease is my self-will. And I just have to remember that, you know, my self-will will kill me. Like the big book talks about that, and that any life run on self-will can hardly be a success, not just alcoholic life. So anyways, you're welcome, Trevor.
All right.
I saw the squirrel.
Who's
I saw the squirrel, and she looked. I don't know if Frankie. Frankie, is everything okay? Do you want to talk? Put your hand up if you want to talk, Frankie. I saw a squirrel, black
Wait,
hair.
do I know that girl right there?
I don't
The
know.
one that's
Shivani.
cooking?
You know Shivani?
I don't know. I
Hi,
feel, I feel
Shivani.
like she wants to share.
Looks
She
like
just-
she's cooking.
She smiled.
Well,
when
she's
I said-
cooking.
Yeah, let's pick her.
All right, Shivani
Hi.
Alcohol.
Hi, Shivani.
Thank you, Kat, for this. And God works in weird ways because I just happened to call Christine and she told me about this meeting, and I'm like, sure, why not? And it turned out to be the perfect thing I needed for tonight. But really, people like Kat and other people on here like really taught me how to have fun in sobriety. Because I got sober when I was 22, and I was like, this is not going to be fun. Everyone else is doing what they want to do, and I'm here sitting in AA meetings.
Mm-hmm.
But little did I know, like, my life would completely change for the better, and I didn't trust it for a while. And really, I get to grow up with these people, and I get to hear their stories and see that I am the same. And there's not many differences when you look down at it. And really just having fun and learning how to grow up has been really hard. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thanks. I think he's telling me to stop talking, so I guess that's it. Thank you.
How cute.
Oh.
How cute.
Oh, your new pup.
That's so funny because like when she said she got sober at 22, that it like took me back because I came into the program of Narcotics Anonymous. I was
Right.
22 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. That was in 1996.
Jesus.
And I didn't stay sober the whole time, but the majority of my adult life from there has been
I was 30.
sober.
67, 97, yeah, 30.
And honestly, like I mean, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful. Like it's nice when somebody young
Gets it.
just grab it,
Yeah.
grab a hold, because once you find the program, getting loaded sucks from then on out,
Yeah.
man. Because you know that there's a different way to live.
Mhm.
Prior to going to the program, I didn't know. I got addicted to crystal meth when I was 13 years old. So I didn't know there was any other way to live until I got sober at 22. Anyways, I really liked hearing that. Anybody want to share? Virtual hands? There's somebody.
Joanna. Good.
Yeah. You're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. So I don't have a drug problem. I would say I'm a workaholic, but I just found y'all tonight. I think I've been following you for a while, but my son's 28 and he's been doing court or drug rehab, but he relapsed and went to jail on Sunday night. So
Sorry.
I'm going through it with him right
Sorry.
now.
Well, what was he? What's he using?
Fentanyl.
Oh,
No bueno.
No, it's horrible. I mean, he'd been doing good for a while, for like a good maybe 5 or 6 months, but he called me on Sunday night. And, he's also bipolar, so there's that. But I could tell he was on stuff, so I went to meet him, and it was just horrible. It was like the same story of when he got arrested in May. So his whole face was swollen. And I don't want to be like super negative. Y'all sound super positive, but
No. That's
I
fine.
just wanted to share, like, I'm going through it right now.
Sorry. Where are you located? What state?
I'm in Nashville.
Nashville. Okay. Well, there are there are some places in Nashville, facilities in Nashville.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
wanna,
he was working with an AA group, but he claims they kicked him out of it last week, which I don't think that's true. I
Right.
think there was other stuff going on.
Okay.
But he's going to be in jail probably 11/29 because he was court ordered to do drug court, and he told me that if he messed up, he was going to have to serve 11/29 because he's been in jail before.
Wow. Sorry.
It's tough.
I mean, it's probably better that he's there than out on the streets.
Yeah.
It is. My parents called the cops on me many times.
Yeah.
Tried to have me arrested. And
Yeah, I was only calling because he was cutting himself. So when I showed up, he literally had blood all over his body.
Yeah.
Are you getting personal help yourself? Are you going to talk to people to get advice and direction and take care of yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot, but I want to do more. I like set my intentions a couple weeks ago to like try to do something every night to deal with this. Like I have a counselor, and I also go to like a Zoom with a lady that's a life coach.
Right.
And then I'm trying to start Al-Anon. So this was
Yes.
like the next thing. And it was weird that y'all popped up and I'd seen so
Wow.
many messages that I missed and I never paid attention or saw them until today.
Wow.
No
That's
coincidences.
cool. So here's the thing. If you want to DM the Hopeaholics, you could DM with your phone number. Maybe if you want to give your son's number, I'll try to reach out, try to talk to him, see if we can't somehow help
Oh,
him.
he's in jail.
He's in jail.
I don't even, he'll go
Oh.
to court on Wednesday,
fair
but
enough.
they probably
Fair
won't
enough.
they probably won't let him out for a year.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Well, go
We'll
ahead and
see.
DM us, and we'll help you with your own resources.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thank you.
sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Miss Claudia.
That was awesome.
Claudia has her hand up.
Claudia Marlini.
Hi, honey.
Or does she just ask and add another extra E? Because her name wasn't taken. Was taken already, maybe. Right? So it's either Marlene or Marlene E.
I don't know. She's live. Why don't you ask her?
Hi guys, my name is Claudia Marlene. It's actually French.
Marlene.
We like that.
Bonjour.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
Thank you. I am an alcoholic. And I love this. Thank you so much, Kat. This is the second time I've heard your story and just absolutely amazing. I was a little late because of connection issues. But it was absolutely amazing. But I'll share where I'm at today, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I have 79 days sober.
Yay.
And this is very interesting. The longest I've had sober, actually working a program. I mean, I've done it before, but I was dry or not doing what I was supposed to be doing. And by the grace of God, I mean, I've had a rough 79 days because when I thought when I got sober, everything was going to be like rainbows, unicorns, freaking puppies and all this shit. Well, that's not true. But by the grace of God, I shared at a meeting earlier that I'm learning how to have sober fun and I'm learning how to, just stay sober and be happy, be at peace with the things that are going on in my life, and I've worked hard, but like they said, it's really a simple program for complicated people. And I have worked really hard to get where I'm at, but it's because I do what I'm supposed to be doing. I pray and meditate every day to God. I keep in constant contact with my sponsor. Ironically, you can ask her, she's actually my sponsor, if I'm allowed to share that.
Totally fine.
But, and I keep working, like I do my homework on it. I'm currently on a 4th step. I'm working hard towards it. I've never done a thorough 4th step like this before, but one of my favorite steps, I think, is the 3rd step. I love the 3rd step prayer. I love the pages 86 through 88 in the big book. It just gets me and starts my day off. But I'm just grateful to be here. Like you said, I shared in a meeting. I'm grateful to be sober from the events that happened today or this past weekend. I'm sitting here sober, Zooming a meeting. Like, when did Zooming meetings become a thing? But it's great because I don't have an excuse not to go to a meeting,
Right.
But I'm just very grateful for everything I have today. And I've got my family relationships back. I've got friend relationships back. And I'm at peace today, if that makes sense. So thank you, Kat, for sharing and sending me the link. And I was like, man, I really want to hear you speak. And it was absolutely amazing. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody in the program. And thank you for letting me share.
Thanks, Claudia.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So proud
Thanks
of
for
you.
sharing, and congratulations on 79 days, man.
Yeah, I remember day 79.
Yeah, every day,
too.
every day is a miracle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm.
it's so funny because I love hearing people share. It's like what we get to do is we get to learn how to live life on life's terms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's simple things that like we just don't really know how to do. Like life is complicated sometimes, and sometimes you just have to let go and let God handle it.
Most of the time.
Yeah. All right, who's next? Hey, Joseph Mendoza's on the line. You see him?
I do see Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
Hi,
How you doing, buddy?
everyone.
Good to see you. Hi, Nydia.
How are we?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you
Yourself?
for your share. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, you know, I kind of knew I was an alcoholic like at 10. I used to go to my dad's body shop and I used to like get the paint thinner. You know, I like the smell of it.
Yeah.
And I'd love to go over there and you know, do that and smell the paint thinner and leave all high. And I don't know how I did this 18 years. I don't know. It went by so fast. And by the grace of God, thank God, the words that my dad told me, he said, if you want to be in my life and your mother's life, you need to get some help. And I did go through a program. It was probably the best thing I could have done for myself. I got out of Chowchilla, nowhere to go. And I found this place in San Pedro here in California, the House of Hope. And I went through them and talk about humbling experience, you know, no contact with the family, no contact with my son. But it was the best thing that could have happened to me. Being arrested saved my life. And I've always been asked, aren't you mad at the police? I said, no, you know, they saved my life. I could have been in an alley somewhere dead. And so today, I'm that person that everybody didn't want in their life, my sisters and everybody. So now I'm that person who is taking care of the parents. My dad just passed away a few years ago. Now I'm taking care of my mom, but I was the one they didn't trust, you know, and I get to do this. I get to, you know, take care of the parents now that they're elderly and, you know, life is good. My son's, you know, going through some stuff and I'm able to be there for him. Yeah, and life is good. It's the only thing I'm dealing with now, and that's a struggle is the depression and the anxiety. So I'm learning. Yeah, thank you for letting me share.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. What a wonderful share.
Yeah, honesty, an honest one.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I actually don't even say I was arrested anymore. I say I was rescued by the Orange County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
And they took me to the best detox center known to man. It's 550 North Flower Street in Santa Ana.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
what is it?
It's the county jail.
Okay.
You can't leave.
Yeah.
There's
no meds.
There's no ACA. There's no meds. They just lock you in a room.
Yep.
You get 3 meals. They're not all hot, and you get a shower.
Yeah.
Every day. And that's the best part for me was that you can't ACA. You know, I would always.
What does ACA mean for people who are new? Against
clinical advice or medical advice.
Yeah, AMA
or
against
ACA.
medical advice. It basically just means you sign yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would always leave 5 minutes before the miracle happened. 5 minutes before the psychosis went away.
More like 20.
Yeah.
You got up pretty quick, bro.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
I'm gonna tell you guys just a quick story. I was in the midst of a gnarly relapse. I was super psychotic. I was up probably like 7-8 days on meth. I was working for the CIA.
Yep.
In a psychosis, just so you guys know. I was in a psychosis working for the CIA. And my friend Bobby got me into this really nice treatment center up in Bayside, Marin.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's the name of the treatment center. So he flies me up there.
Drove you.
Oh yeah, he
He
drove.
drove you.
Oh shit, he drove.
He drove
you
you
know
up
the
there.
story better than I
He
do.
drove you up there. It
He
took like
drove
8
me-
hours.
Yeah, he drove me up there, dropped me off. I fell asleep for like 6 hours. Woke up, ate breakfast. Was like, "Fuck this."
And you beat Bobby back home.
I beat Bobby back to
Oh.
Orange County.
I love that story.
That's a great
That's a
story.
great
Yeah,
story.
that's how.
Yeah,
That's how I
that's so
rehab.
crazy it is. Nitty, I want to ask you something. What are you doing for your mental health now? For your anxiety, your depression, or your angst? What are you doing for yourself there?
Well, you're not going to believe this. So I went to get help with LA County to, a counselor and all that.
Right.
It was a Friday. And then Saturday, I'm a big Dodger fan. Nobody can go to the game with me. My boyfriend was busy. My son didn't want to go. And I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm going by myself. So I went down there. And when I was leaving, there was this big old tent that said mental health, LA County. So I walked up and said, hey, I just want to thank you guys. I went to a counseling yesterday and talked to them for a bit. And one of the guys is like, well, where did you go? I said, Lancaster. He goes, that's my office. So guess what I'm doing now? I'm doing NAMI meetings.
Nice.
I get to certify. I have to certify first. LA County is putting in a new program that they've been working with. So I'm that person that had that experience with suicide and depression.
Yeah.
And I go out with an LA County worker and we go on calls when the police get suicide calls.
Good for you.
Awesome.
That is fucking incredible.
That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is.
I was in awe. When I was leaving the game. I was like, oh my God. So now
divine.
what I do is they're called SALT meetings. I go to a SALT meeting once a month, paid a little $50, and that's fine, So I'm just getting my feet wet because I really want to give back
Right.
to that community.
NAMI. I
There's
call it
so
NAMI,
much.
but it's NAMI. NAMI.
What does that stand for?
It's a national.
Yeah, NAMI.
Yeah, NAMI.
Association.
Mental illness.
Mental illness.
Or mental something. So could you message us after we get off this or now? So your contact information. We would love to back you up on what you're doing with NAMI, and we'd love to. I've been trying to get more involved with them. I know we can, but to help you get more involved and go with you, we'd love to take that journey together.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just want to mention something really quick. One of the girls said something about getting their families back, and that's great. God, I did too. But now with this mental health, everybody's like this with me. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's not accepting to them. I was more accepted as an alcoholic than I am as a mental health. And I'm okay. My circle got small. And guess what? Life is very peaceful right now.
Good for you.
Yeah. You know what? People don't understand. So they don't understand.
And you have to, I listen to Tim's story a lot, and he talks about this specific room. It's called the green room, right? And your green room are the people that are the closest to you, and a lot of times those people aren't family members. And you get to choose who's in your green room.
Yes, I have a choice today.
Yep. And I liked what you were saying, because that Dodger game and all of that stuff that happened, that was you being in the alignment to your assignment.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I got to go back with my Dodgers. Nobody wanted to go, so I said, I'm going. Bye. My mom's like, where are you going? Because I take care of my mom. So I'm going to a Dodger game,
Yeah.
Had the best time too. It was so much fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what happens when you level up. You're leveling up your mental health, and people are dropping at the wayside because you're moving up past them. They're scared or whatever's going on with them. So good for you. Thanks. What? Already?
It's 6:58. I was gonna say we have time for a quick one.
All right.
If anybody would like to share a quick one.
Wow. I really want to call on Frankie Martinez. Or why not Peaky Blinder right here? Hey? You know who you are, Peaky Blinder.
I don't know if he knows. Does everybody know the pictures they have on the screen when they're...
Maybe not.
Ryan
Ryan Swanson.
Swanson. You got that Peaky Blinder picture.
Oh, wait. Frankie Martinez has his hand
Frankie's
up.
oh, there we go.
All right. Frankie Martinez.
How's it going? Yeah, I was just eating dinner real quick, listening to you guys share. Yeah, thanks for calling me. So yeah, this is my second time on your guys' your like
Nice. Welcome, bro.
You you disappeared on us
a
for a second.
Zoom meeting. So anyway, going to meetings lately as much as I should be going, but um, so that's why I decided to tune into your guys' Zoom meeting and just to kind of put in the water, speaking and start going. I have a little bit over 7 months clean and sober today.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
you know what I mean, and
He's breaking up pretty bad.
I think we got some.
Can you message him and just message him, mute him, and message him?
Ryan, I'm
Ryan,
sorry. Ryan, we got a bad connection. We can't hear you. But
going to meetings and getting into the program and
and then message him, tell him that he's breaking up.
Sorry, Ryan.
Ryan, sorry, you're breaking up, brother. We're gonna message you, but you got to keep going to meetings. We heard 7 months and not really getting to meetings. Frankie.
Hello, Frankie.
Hey, first time ever hopping on a podcast. Barely heard about Hopeaholics maybe about a week and a half ago. And 33 years old. I've been alcoholic since I've been probably about 15 or 16. And recently had a life-changing experience. I don't want to put too much out there, but I'm alcoholic. I drink a lot. I got DUIs, I got drunk in public, those type of things. But on September 2nd of 2023, I was involved in a very bad DUI accident and damn near took my life over it, over the alcohol and other things that I was doing. But it's a challenging thing to come on here and express, emotions and feelings. And I just want to say thank you guys for having me here and listening to my story. But I'm gonna keep going forward strong and stay positive for my family and myself. God most of all, keep them in my heart. But yeah, I'm gonna be tuning in a lot more, and my little squirrel will be my my little avatar right there, so you guys know it'll be me.
Nice, thanks, Frankie.
Thanks a lot, man.
And Frank,
Yeah,
if you want to talk more during the day or something, you could DM us. We do respond all the time. We'll give you a phone number if you want to talk in private throughout the week. It'd help you out through your, we're here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have my actually I have my AA meeting here in about 30 minutes for
awesome, dude.
For local people here. But I just wanted to come on here first and just see, like I said, my first time. I barely heard about Hopeaholics about a week ago, and I've been following every day, saying prayers, thanking God that I'm still here for my children, my 3 daughters. They need me here, and the alcohol is going to take that away. So I can't have that.
No. God bless you, Frankie. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, wake up calls, man.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Yeah. Well, guys, that is all the time we have for this meeting. We'll see you next week at 6 p.m. Every Tuesday. Bring a friend.
Yeah, bring a friend.
Bring a friend.
And,
tell a friend.
I want to start with this guy next week. What's his name here?
Ryan.
Ryan Swanson. Ryan, tune in next week, bro, with better connection. I want to hear what you have to say, man. And go to a few meetings this week, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's the one last thing. I know a few people have dropped off, and that's okay, but I think it's important to remind everybody that the Recover Out Loud meeting is not a meeting to take place of whatever you do on a daily basis to stay sober. So if you go to 12-step meetings, please continue going to 12-step meetings. Whatever it is that you do, keep doing that. This is just an add-on. This is just something extra. And it's for everybody. It's for us to all heal together. It's for family members to come and join. It's for addicts. It's for people with mental health issues. It's for people who haven't even stopped drinking or using. Everybody is welcome here. And we're recovering out loud to try to get rid of the stigma towards addiction and mental health. And that's kind of what the Hopeaholics is all about. anyways, I want to pray out, and then I will see you all next week. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. See you guys next week. Thanks for coming.